Well, as some people already know, this is a very special day for me. My dream is coming true. I always want to do lectures in English, but of course, I had first to improve myself to be able to people understand what I'm talking about. I've been doing in Portuguese, and soon we're gonna do in Spanish as well. Uh, when you know that something can improve lives you must pass on. You have to give other people opportunity to also learn. My goal is to teach this philosophy to a lot of people, giving them the opportunity to improve their own lives right after the moment they decide to do so. Because you have to decide, otherwise nobody will do for you. So we can suggest things to people, but I mean, they have to decide by themselves if they want to improve their lives. And that's what it's essentially about, improve lives. Well, just for people that don't know much about Seicho-No-Ie, Seicho-No-Ie was founded in March 1st in 1930. This is the day when the founder, Masaharutaniguchi, published the first issue of the monthly magazine for spiritual training called Seicho-No-Ie. That's the start. This month we are completing 91 years. Many people awaken to their divinity, God's nature within all people by reading the teaching of man as is a child of God. That's how we basic teach institutionally. One of the things is man is a child of God. So everybody is a child of God. They have to come to live a life of gratitude for everything in the universe. Okay, people, please turn off your. Reverend Taniguchi's message is simple. It's very simple, direct, and it can change lives. His main theme is that each of us can reach a spiritual fulfillment when we come to realize that God consciousness within us. Our lives are meant to be harmonious, joyful, and fulfilling in all aspects. Through the power of the mind, we can greatly improve our environment and physical condition by replacing our negativism with the positive thoughts and beliefs. We can become awakened to the true divinity which lies within us through a method of prayerful meditation called Shinsuka. Shinsuka is our meditation. And we, in another live, we're gonna talk about this more deeply, but which is a thought of the various, which is taught at various Truth of Life centers. As Christ said, the kingdom of God is within.
Gente, meu eu interior, a saúde do teu.
In the practice of Shinsuka is a method to make this statement a living reality. You know, Shinsuka is our meditation, which we suggest to do every morning, is when you meet God directly. Gratitude. Okay, today is our subject. They are subject gratitude, which is one of the most important things we have to do to attract prosperity and abundance. When you are always loving, grateful, and serve others with joy for the good of all, no disease can harm you. Joy and gratitude are the bearers of health. Feeling of joy make people healthy. Illness heals when we change complaints to gratitude and feel gratitude. Two, gratitude between husband and wife. For a husband and wife to live their lives in perfect harmony is the greatest joy of human life. when husband and wife have gratitude to each other, when their minds are joined in oneness, and they are grateful to one another from the bottom of their hearts, must be
I'm not getting sound here, Oliver.
when their mind of joint in oneness, and they are grateful to one another from the bottom of their hearts, their children will experience a miraculous improvement in even their character, schoolwork, and health. It's going to help the children. And this is because the minds of the children and their parents are joined in oneness, although their bodies are separate from one another, right? Our minds communicate to each other. We are a result of what we've been thinking all these years. Our children will receive in their minds what their parents think and behave. If we are grateful, they will be. The minds communicate with each other all the time. As I told last live in Portuguese, if someone shows up in a room and this person doesn't believe in himself, the people inside the room will not even see him, not even will be interested to talk to him, because his mind already passed this to the other minds. But on the contrary, when someone shows up, it's a leader, it's a guy that believes himself in his power. So everybody's going to be interested to see him, because that's what he transmits to him. The minds communicate to each other. Okay. And we understand, we teach in Seicho-No-Ie that we have to be thankful to our parents. That's the first thing we have to do, to be thankful to our parents. Seicho-No-Ie teaches us to be thankful for everything and everybody, and we should start thanking our parents. You may say, my father used to be drunk, beating my mother, or he never loved me, or he left home for another woman, or made us suffer or lack of food, comfort, etc. But still, you have to be thankful for your parents, because you have to do your part. We are all independent souls. So even though we had problems with our parents, we still have to be thankful for them. As I told you, we're independent souls. We have to remember that we are independent souls and we are not supposed to judge anybody. You need to do your part, which is love, be thankful, regardless of what happens. I remember a real case when a young man came to us many years ago. He was desperate, sad, without strength to continue his life. And he was only 26 years old. And we suggest that he should be thankful for his parents. And he got very angry. He said, no, never. I'm never gonna go be thankful to my parents, to my father, for example. And we asked him why. He said, my father sent me out of the house when I was 13. And I used to live in the north of the country, now in the south of the country, 1,500 miles from my family. In the last 13 years, I struggled. It was difficult for me to leave, and because my father. So I never gonna be thankful to my father. His situation was very bad, without the job, without, never found the right woman to be married. Uh, he didn't know what to do in his life. Anyway, several months passed ever since. And now he was accepting the idea of being thankful and pray for his father. So he was praying for his father every day, in thanking him for being born as his child, and so far. And one day, we suggest him to talk to his father, and he finally accept the idea, and he called his father. And of course, his father, when he talked to his father was so happy, and he started saying, forgive me, my father, or also thank you for being my father in this life. And his father said, no, I am the one that has to ask you for forgiveness and to be thankful to God for have a child. Now, and needless to say that after this call, they got along very well, and he visited later his family. He was now very, about 6 months later, we met him again, and he said that was planning to get married, and he was in a good time. What we can see here is that whenever you forgive and be thankful for anyone you love, your life will run smoothly, softly, with abundance and happiness. Yeah. You may know people that don't get along with their parents. You should recommend them to change their minds, to reconcile with them. Their lives will improve for sure. See, we know so many people that they don't want to talk to the father because the father, they don't get along with the father, with the mother. For sure, these people don't have a good life, don't have a good results in there. Because we say the first thing we have to be thankful to our parents. And so many times happen situations between son and father or mother that they really stop talking to each other. I know so many people that they don't talk to their mother for many years, or father. This is crazy, and their lives not go well. So they have to reconcile for their own good. So you have anyone that you know in this situation, you should recommend. That's what we recommend in Seicho-No-Ie, to be thankful to our parents and also to our ancestors. Now let's talk about people that complain, people who complain for what they don't have and forget to thank what they have. They don't see what they have already and only focus on what they still don't have. And that's what happened with people. This kind of people normally rarely grow in their lives. Yeah, it will be difficult for them to be in a better place compared what they have now. Yeah, they don't attract prosperity, happiness, nothing, because they all the time complaining, not be thankful, not being thankful for what they have. So that's something that we have to remember when we start complaining for anything. you have to think about it. Say, am I right to complain about this? Am I right to blame someone because I don't have something? Should I look at myself, into myself, and say, I have a lot of things to be thankful. So let's focus on what you have. And of course, you're going to have more. Because nobody can have more if you are not thankful for what they have already. And this is totally lack of gratitude. Totally lack of. In Seicho-No-Ie, whenever someone comes to us asking for advice about what to do to have a better result in their lives, the first thing we suggest is say this. Say 10,000 times, thank you very much, per day, during 30 days. 10,000 times. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If the people say 20,000 times, if they complain, you say, well, maybe it's going to be now 20. No, I'm joking. But we still keep 10,000 because I had the situation myself. You know, many years ago, when I came to Seicho-No-Ie, my situation was not so good in that time. And they told me, say 10,000 times, thank you very much, per day during 30 days. So, as I am a mathematician, so I already figure out how long will it take 10,000. And then I did some figures and I noticed that I'm gonna take 180 minutes per day, 3 hours, to say, thank you very much, thank you very much. So then you can schedule your day, right? During the day, maybe to have an hour in the morning, have an hour later, or 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour at noon, and 1 hour at night. You're gonna be doing 10,000 times. If you don't wanna do 10,000 times, you do 5,000 times, okay, then you're gonna need to speak 10,000 times or 5,000 times in 2 months, not 30 days. It's up to you. So all the time you have to say thank you very much. So if you cannot waste your time, because you have to do a lot of thank you very much per day, right? So your wife comes to you and say, go to clean the dishes. And you say, thank you very much. You're gonna say, what? And you say, very much. She's gonna say, my goodness, Seicho-No-Ie is really changing you for better. And you say, thank you very much. Of course, you go there and clean the dishes just to avoid any problem, right? You can do this anytime, anywhere. You can do in the bath, taking a shower. You take a shower, you go, thank you very much, thank you very much. You walk in the street, thank you very much, thank you very much. When you are in the car or you are anywhere, you can say thank you. Some people say, I'm drinking wine in one sip and then take 5 times, thank you very much. Another sip, another 5, thank you very much. You say, it's not really meaning, right? It's not really meaning, thank you very much. It's not really meaning gratitude. But no problem, because once you start saying thank you very much, with the time, in some moment, will really mean. When some moment you start meaning gratitude anyway. There are so many other times in your day that you can take the opportunity to say thank you very much, right? So to make it easier for you to visualize every time you say thank you, Because every time you say thank you very much, you get a credit, positive points. Every time you don't say thank you very much, you get a negative point. So what happened? Every time you say, I mean, not say only saying thank you very much, but be doing something correctly, something good for other people, you get points. And if your life is not good, it's because the balance is not good. For example, let's assume you have a cylinder with positive points. You have a cylinder of negative points. And then you have a cylinder of the result. So if this cylinder of positive points is lower than the negative points, means the result is negative. And that's why your life is not doing well. So you have to have the cylinder with a positive balance, right? So if you start saying thank you very much, because there is no time. The time doesn't exist. So if you didn't say thank you very much for all these years, and now you decide to say 10,000 thank you very much per day during 30 days, you're gonna add in this cylinder of positive points, you're gonna add in the cylinder. And then in certain moments, the positive will be bigger. And then your life started being in a better way, right? So because it's negative, the positive is lower than negative. So your life have a balance of negative balance. So the cylinder of the result is negative. So if you have a cylinder of positive points bigger than the negative points, your balance is gonna be positive. And then your life starting getting better. And that's why we say in Seicho-No-Ie that is lack of gratitude. Lack of gratitude. You know, talking about cylinders, maybe you're gonna have a drink tonight, you know, 1,000 cylinders going around, positive points, negative points. So if the positive points is coming to the cylinder, it's gonna be a good drink. If the negative points going to the cylinder, it's gonna be a night. So I want you to don't forget about the cylinders, because then this way you can understand why you have to be saying thank you very much a lot of times if your life right now is not in a good shape. I remember many years ago, before I was in Seicho-No-Ie, my elder daughter was around 17, and we used to leave our building every morning. And with the gate, a man used to open it for us, was controlling the gate. She every day was saying, let's call the man John. So every day she was saying, when we get there, good morning, Mr. John. And when he opened the gate for us, he used to say, thank you, Mrs. I was together with her. And then because she was being thankful for Mr. John, I said, maybe if she's representing the company, it's not by me, it's representing the family. So I don't need to say thank you, because she already saying thank you very much. But what I forgot, that we are independent souls. So we have to do everything by ourselves. We cannot relate to other people to be grateful for us. So every time she said, good morning, Mr. John. Thank you, Mr. John. She was getting 2 positive points. And because I didn't say that, I was getting 2 negative points. So that's why you see the cylinder, my cylinder negative point was getting bigger, and her cylinder of a positive points was getting bigger. Of course, her life was and is always in a good shape. In that time, my life was up and down. So after I learned all this, then of course my life went up. It never came out. So I had to understand that I have to do everything by myself. I have to be thankful every time. Me, as an independent soul. We are responsible for everything what happens to us. That's why we have to really behave properly. Yeah. Everything we have to do by ourselves, not ask other people to do. We put our future tower to happiness or sadness. It depends to us. I mean, we create happiness or we create sadness. This is depend only on us, right? It's amazing how people grow when they being thankful for everything. It's amazing. Every morning you should say, thank you, God, for what I have, for my family, for my house, for my job, for my car, for my health, for everything. Every day, for one more day. You will have probably seen someone who is wearing a long face over a complaint. No one's like the person who harbors a grudge and is wearing a long face. If you always wear a long face because of a complaint, nobody will like you. And things such as big pay raise will not come to you, right? Because this long face. The greatest feature is to accept everything as is. What is most important for us is to accept everything as is. Recognize light as light, shadow as shadow. If you try to see more than what something really is, or less than what is, it causes mental strain. We have to accept everything with the gratitude. God gives light equally to the good as to the evil. Truly, God is impartial. People with kind mental attitude are sure to succeed. Yeah, everybody you see that really have a kind mental behavior, really like this person, she's gonna succeed in everything. What you should do to become happy? A saying is that man turns to God and is in trouble. Yeah, every time we are in trouble, we turn to God, right? This is a quite common. However, no matter how hard you should pray for God, if you don't know that you are a child of God, whose life is supported by God, you cannot expect too many benefits. I mean, you don't believe you are a child of God, and is supported by God, then you cannot expect to have many benefits, right? God always keep us under his shield, and happy and good come our way all the time. We just need to believe it. So once we believe that we are child of God, our Father only wants the best for us, right? Father always wants the best for their children. And we came to this world to be happy, to be to have abundance, not to be poor, not to have a sickness. We came to this world, and God, as a father, wants the best for us. But we need to believe that we are a child of God. This is very important. Think that, always smile. You have to behave like you're always smiling, always be grateful. Only bright smiles and grateful heart can generate clean, healthy blood. However, much medicine you may take to increase the hemoglobin in the blood is useless if you stain your blood with a dark tone. So if you're negative all the time, yeah, you go to make a treatment you don't believe it's gonna work. So always thinking about the bad situation, no, nothing's gonna happen. This is very reason why many sick people cannot be cured, because they don't believe that it's possible. There is no better path to good health and happiness than smiling. This nurse that smiles helps people. You know, when you go to hospital and you have nurses that laugh all the time, helps you to improve yourself. How to improve in work and study. When you work, first give a smile to the material used in this work, saying, let me do the work together with you today. So you're gonna do something. You're gonna use some tools. And you thank these tools that this is gonna work for you. You're gonna do very well because you have to be thankful to what you are using for. When you study, first feel appreciated for the study materials, such as textbooks, notebooks. You know, be appreciative for this. That's gonna help you to learn more and faster. Let me carry on the study together with you today. That's what you have to say. Let me carry on the study together with you. And then this will help you to become a good student, right? You have to be thankful for what you are using for. You know, gloomy looks cannot win success. A proverb has it, do not marry a person with the gloomy looks, or you cannot succeed in all your life. It's funny, no? But it's very, very important. A gloomy face has a depressed and unhappy hair. A gloomy face has a depressed and unhappy hair. If you look depressed, not only will not only you will dislike by other people, but it also prevents your husband or wife from succeeding. Cheerfulness is a lubricant to decrease friction in the very complicated machine called life. So don't have a gloomy look. The source of happiness and gratitude is everywhere. What you should be happy about is and grateful for is everywhere around you. If the mind's eyes is open and if you realize that blessings exist everywhere, then things to be grateful for are always everywhere. You really have to believe that you can have good results everywhere. You are allowed to live a normal life every day, which is to say you are surrounded by blessing, right? The secret of success in this world. This is where the secret of success, the secret of getting ahead in this world lies, where there is a will means to persist all the way in only one thought, I can do it. So there is a will, which is I can do it. I can do it. So if you say I can do it, you're gonna do it. When you believe in your mind that you can do it, it's already materialized in your mental film that you can do it. what is a picture in the mental films is sure to emerge in this world just as a movie is projected on the screen. So you have positive thoughts. You have to believe that you can do it. Because if it's in the beginning of anything you're gonna do, if you don't believe that you can do it, don't even start, because you not get anything. So any project you're gonna do, you're gonna make it, and you have to say, yes, I can do it. Not I wanna do it. You can say, I can do it, which is different. Because where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is a will, there is a way. It indicates that what is the most important is the will in the mind. For any project that you're gonna do, huh? The heart is the most important, what you believe in your heart. So from the bottom of your heart, you believe something's gonna happen, that's gonna happen. That implies that an idea must not be a weak idea, thought up lightly. It implies that once you decide to do something, one must persist all the way until one accomplishes. Only then can it be said, one has a will. One has a will. What, you always have to think this. What I recognize will appear. What will I visualize will appear. My hopes are already realized. My hopes are already realized. So if you recognize something ahead, you recognize that something is visible, it's something that you want to happen, you believe that can happen, so you recognize that this will appear, right? You have to every day repeat, I am a child of God. I am a spirit. I am immortal. I am rich. I am prosperous. I'm happy, because you have to say this to you all the time. I recognize the inner power that exists within me. And you have to believe that you have infinite power. That God gave us to everyone, infinite power. The capacity to do and to reach any objective, right? That's what is about. So I would like to know if anybody now has any question, or let me see what you see here. Any questions? Anybody wants to make any comment? Please be free now. I really appreciate you guys being here in our first lecture in English for our Seicho-No-Ie here in Houston. Which is something that I want to do for a long time. Now we are doing this with support with all you guys. I want to know, for example, Barbosa. Who invited you, Barbosa?
Hey.
Sorry?
A friend, Leopoldo, invited me
Ah, okay. Ah, he's here right now. He's here with me. He supports me here, you know, because yeah, he's right here now.
I supported him here in Brazil.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great. Okay, so let me see here. We have 22 people, which is good for our first lecture in English. I appreciate that. Anybody wants to have any comment? Any comment? I appreciate the first Professor Okito to be with us. If you want to make any comment, be free.
Can you hear me now, Oliver?
Yeah, I can hear them.
No, just to, yeah, to acknowledge that the attitude concept is valid. I don't follow it full time, but I can appreciate the good that we get when you have a positive attitude. And same thing for being thankful. And we not always do that, but that's a real truth.
Yeah, thank you. And like everybody, you know, as an exercise, if you think that you want to improve your life, you can try to do this 10,000 times. Thank you very much every day for 30 days. I promise you, before you finish, your life's going to be changed out. Because then you're going to add a lot of thank you very much in your cylinder, positive cylinder. And then the results will be positive. So every time someone is not doing well, it's because the cylinder is negative. So they have to improve this. I had to do this when I get to know each Seicho-No-Ie, and I did it 10,000 times per day during 30 days. I did that. Took 3 hours a day, but I did it. In my life changed totally. And that I am a person that they can say that really. And I've seen so many other people that can, you know, get a lot of change in their lives when they have more gratitude in their lives, right? Okay, so here I can see now here.
Okay.
Bianca is here. Thank you, Bianca, my granddaughter, to be here with us. Professor Quito, Ana Paula Barbosa, Deoclésio,
Okay.
Edilene. Yes, Professor?
My congratulations. You know, I was admiring you. And as we learned that nothing happened by chance.
Right.
You know, if we are here now, if we are now here meeting together, this is a true proof that we are all lucky persons. So everybody, let's take this chance and change our life. I mean, make it to happen. Okay? Oliver Sang, thank you very much. Thank you. So I'm looking forward to see you in next meeting. And bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Akito. It's a great lecture in Brazil. Thank you, Professor Akito, to be here with us. Thank you, Elenice. Thank you, Guilherme Luzi. Very well, Guilherme.